Just for love. A terrifying crime. The first letter arrived on a Tuesday, slipped under Maya's apartment door like a whispered secret. No envelope, just cream-colored paper folded into thirds, her name written in careful calligraphy across the top. I've loved you since the moment I saw you at the coffee shop on Henderson Street. The way you tucked your hair behind your ear while reading, it was poetry. Maya had laughed it off, charmed despite herself. Secret admirers were the stuff of romantic comedies, not real life. She'd shown it to her roommate Jennifer, who'd rolled her eyes and muttered something about stalkers, but Maya had tucked the note into her desk drawer with a smile. The second letter came 3 days later. You wore the blue dress today. It made your eyes look like the ocean. I followed you to the bookstore. You bought a mystery novel. I bought the same one so I could understand what captures your imagination. The charm curdled into unease. Maya had worn a blue dress on Friday. She had gone to the bookstore. Someone was watching her. She went to the police that afternoon, but Officer Davidson had been disappointingly dismissive. No threats, no contact, no crime, he'd said, barely looking up from his paperwork. Could be someone from your building. Keep the letters. If it escalates, come back. The letters didn't escalate. They multiplied. One under her car's windshield wiper, another taped to her office cubicle. They appeared everywhere, chronicling her movements with disturbing precision. Her morning jog route, the restaurant where she'd had lunch with her mother, the exact time she turned off her bedroom light each night. I know you're scared. Please don't be. Everything I do for love. Maya stopped going out alone. She varied her routines, took different routes to work, closed her curtains tight. Jennifer started staying at her boyfriend's place more often, and Maya didn't blame her. The apartment had begun to feel contaminated, violated by invisible eyes. Then the gifts started arriving. A bouquet of white roses, her favorite, though she'd never mentioned it publicly. A first edition of her favorite childhood book. A silver bracelet that matched a description she'd written in her private journal years ago, a journal she kept locked in her desk drawer. Someone had been in her apartment. Maya's hands shook as she dialed 911. This time, they sent Detective Sarah Chen, a sharp-eyed woman who took her seriously. They dusted for prints, found none. Installed a security camera in the hallway. Advised Maya to stay with friends. But her admirer was always one step ahead. The letters began arriving at her mother's house, where Maya had fled, at Jennifer's boyfriend's apartment, at the hotel where the police had relocated her under a false name, each one more intimate, more knowing. You can't hide from love, Maya. Love finds a way. Love conquers all. Detective Chen worked tirelessly, interviewing everyone in Maya's life. Co-workers, neighbors, the barista at her regular coffee shop, her ex-boyfriend from college. Nothing. The admirer was a ghost, leaving no digital footprint, no witnesses, no trace. Until the night Maya decided she'd had enough. She couldn't live like this anymore, jumping at shadows, afraid of her own life. If this person wanted to find her, they would find her, so she returned to her apartment, against everyone's advice, and waited. The letter came at midnight, slipped under her door as always. But this time, Maya was ready. She ripped open the door to find the hallway empty, except for a figure disappearing down the stairwell. She ran, her heart pounding, Detective Chen's number already dialing on her phone. She caught up to the figure in the lobby. When they turned around, Maya's world tilted sideways. It was Jennifer. You? Maya's voice came out strangled. Jennifer's face was serene, almost beatific. I never meant to scare you. I just wanted you to understand how much I love you, how I've always loved you since the day you interviewed me to be your roommate. Her eyes were wet with tears. I thought if you knew someone loved you this much, you'd eventually realize it was me, that we were meant to be together. You broke into my apartment. You stalked me. You terrified me. I protected you. Jennifer's voice rose. I kept away all those men who didn't deserve you. I learned everything about you, became the perfect person for you. Don't you see? Everything I did for love. Police sirens wailed in the distance. Maya had pressed send on the call without realizing it. That's not love, Maya whispered. That's obsession. That's a crime. Jennifer smiled sadly as Detective Chen burst through the door, officers flanking her. Love is a crime, then, because I'd do it all again. 6 months later, Maya sat in a new apartment in a different city, testifying via video link at Jennifer's trial. Her former roommate had been charged with stalking, breaking and entering, harassment, and criminal threatening. The prosecution called it a terrifying campaign of psychological abuse. The defense called it misguided love. I called it what it was, a nightmare. As she watched Jennifer being led away in handcuffs, still wearing that same serene expression, Maya understood something she'd never forget. The most terrifying crimes aren't always violent. Sometimes they're committed softly, quietly, wrapped in the language of devotion. Sometimes the monster doesn't break down your door. It lives right next to you, learning your habits, stealing your peace, justifying every violation with those 3 terrible words. Just for love.